Welcome back, everybody, and I know it's been a little over a week since my last video, but my last video actually had me thinking, and it was more so about what my vlog setup is, kind of going through 2025 and how I've changed things up as I constantly change my gear around, and it made me think of something that I've never really addressed, aside from maybe once or twice, in my videos overall. And it's one of my favorite, it sounds corny to say, but it's one of my favorite things in photography, and it's really based on the portability of the different types of my gear. Because I have a lot of different sizes of cameras, gear, and things that I carry with me on a day-to-day basis versus if I'm traveling or if I'm doing a shoot, and I wanted to actually break down my favorite bags going into 2025, specifically around camera gear and travel gear. And my last video, I was using my Evergreen Legacy Sling, which has become my literal everyday carry. So I'm gonna start out with the smaller bags, kind of move it up. I'm really only gonna cover 3 that I use all the time because they're really the only 3 that I have. And I put a lot of thought into buying each one, and while I'm not going to cover everything and anything of each of these bags, I thought it was just very important to note because I feel like there's a lot of these bigger name brands that a lot of people buy, and then there's also some smaller ones that need to go into consideration, and these are my favorite. I'd recommend these to anyone, but it's really based on the type of gear that you need to carry on an everyday basis, what you're putting in your bag, how many cameras you're carrying, and what gear you have holistically. So it's not gonna be too much of an in-depth video, but let's start it out with my everyday favorite, which is the Evergreen Legacy Sling. And this camera bag is tiny, and you're probably getting some of my nice jingling on my mic here, but I picked this because I love carrying fanny packs because I never want to carry that much, and I don't like putting my cameras in my pocket just in case I sit down on them, anything like that. But I had been eyeing this bag up for quite some time because personally I love the look. It's not overcomplicated, it's not showy, and it doesn't scream, hey, I'm a camera bag. But for me personally, this is everything I need when I'm just out and about. The biggest thing that I did cover in my last video that I love about this bag, and I'm not sure how much you can see it here, but it does have a divider, which it just comes with one, and everything on the inside has a nice fabric. I don't know what kind of fabric that is, but it does have a nice padded divider. So for me personally, I'm typically carrying this with either my XE3 or my XM5, and if I want to, because there's plenty of room, and just for reference of size, I can kind of fit this in here. I can either carry another lens, or I can simply just throw in like my phone, my wallet, and my keys, and I don't have to worry about anything getting scratched because I keep everything separate from my camera. Pulling this out of here really quick. The other nice features about this bag, if I do want to carry, a bigger lens, not necessarily a bigger body, because unless I take my lens off, I can't really fit my XH2 in this bag, and that's actually why I have my next bag that I'll show you. But the nice features about this is that it also has a back zipper pocket here, which is nice for if you do want to store your wallet or your phone, anything like that, it all just fits right in there. And on the same note, it has another zipper pocket right up front, which for me personally, this bag has everything I need. And that's just for walking around. If I'm going out, not necessarily shopping, but just like walking around town, and I just don't necessarily want to wear my camera around my neck or anything like that. This covers it. And I feel like this brand isn't huge yet. They make some awesome like hard cases as well as straps, and I'm excited to try out more of their products. But they also thought of some of the little details, which I think is really cool. So once I can get this to zoom in. So they have these little pockets on both ends of the bag, They advertise them as, you know, you can put an AirTag in there, or you can just put extra SD cards, and that way your SD cards won't get lost. It's not something that, you know, it has every single feature you could ever want in a camera bag, but for an everyday carry bag that you can put your camera in safely, that's the great piece about it. Like, I have a lot of other fanny packs, and my biggest thing is, especially if I'm putting a more expensive camera in it, I'm always worried something's gonna get scratched or bump into keys or something like that. This covers it, and you know, the leather, the actual leather on this, because it is real leather, is awesome. It creates a very rugged feel, but at the same time looks clean, professional, and it's not over the top showy, like I said. So it doesn't scream that it's a camera bag. Once again, Evergreen, I know that you're actually releasing a smaller bag here in the upcoming weeks. I'm excited to check that out as well. So if you see this, happy to do some reviews. Happy to do some reviews. So my next bag, this is more of the bag that if I'm just carrying camera gear, I like this bag a lot because of the fact that it's durable, it's got a ton of room, and it has a ton of options. So this I actually ended up getting before the Legacy Sling because I wasn't sure when I would be buying that Legacy Sling, but I'm somebody who loves crossbody bags for the most part because it's a little bit more portable, a little bit easier to carry around, and I don't like carrying all of my gear at once. And I'll do a little bit more of a top-down shot to show you what I can keep in here, but for me, this is my other go-to bag, which is the Wandrd Rogue 6-liter sling. This bag is absolutely insane for, you know, like how compact it is because of the fact that I use this when I'm not bringing out everything and anything that I have, like I said, but it has multiple dividers in it, so you can really customize and configure whatever you want to out of it. It has some extra storage at the top. If you open it up, there's this a nice area where you can store batteries. And for me personally, anytime I'm using batteries and I kill one, it dies. You know, I just flip that over so I know it's a dead battery as compared to anything else. But this is weather resistant. I picked I want to say it's like a forest green color. I clearly still have stuff in here because it's fallen out. But this bag does not take up too much room. I can easily fit my XH2, my XM5, my Ricoh, even like my Osmo Pocket 3, as well as the Action 5. I can fit all that in here and it's not too big. This just works for me. And the cool thing about it is it also has this bigger storage pocket in the back, which is expandable. So I'm pretty sure, I mean, I can definitely fit my iPad in here if I want to go out and edit and just carry my iPad, something like that simple. But this expands at the bottom, which I'm not gonna open it all the way up just for sake of putting it back in storage, or more so storage in my house. But you know, this padded, great safety all around. You know, it has the nice front pockets for even more storage because there's just a million pockets on this thing. It does have, you know, a tripod holder on the front for a smaller tripod, and if you want to open it up even more, there's another tripod holder right here on the bottom side. So you can, for as compact and small as this bag is, even though it's not a small bag, you can fit so much stuff in here. And this is the first Wandrd product that I've ever gotten, and I was just kind of blown away by how much you can fit into it. And while, like I said, this is not my everyday carry, this is more so if I'm going out on a less planned shoot where I don't need a drone and everything and anything, I can fit so many cameras in this bag, especially with the smaller cameras, like I said. Wandrd has amazing products so far, and I'm excited to check out more of them, but yeah, this is a sick bag. So on to my last bag, which this is my favorite backpack of all time. And it's not just for the photo aspect. I mean, that definitely helps, but I would probably buy this backpack if I wasn't a photographer, just knowing about this brand. It is awesome. And granted, I have some stuff in this backpack because I didn't really plan to do this video today. So there's gonna be odds and ends all over this. I'm just knocking things over left and right in this video. So this is the Brevite Everyday Camera Backpack. There is no, like, every photographer should have this backpack. Like, if you need to carry your everyday things, this is it. And the reason I say that is I'll start on the non-camera features actually more, because I've been using this to travel with over the past year, you know, honeymoon, some vacations, things like that. And that's because I often bring my laptop because I do some work when I am traveling. But the number one thing here is it has a designated laptop sleeve, which fits up to a 16-inch laptop. I mean, I can throw both my iPad and my MacBook Pro in here with ease. And it's padded, it's comfortable, like no problems whatsoever. The other cool features that aren't necessarily camera related, if I can get this here, it has this nice travel sleeve, which I think is always very, very convenient for when you're traveling with, you know, a smaller suitcase and you just want to like drop this on here so you don't have to carry everything. This is a great feature to have, and more backpacks in general should have it. I don't know why they don't. It also has this nice privacy sleeve, which specifically is designed for smaller items like wallets or passports, where I know for me, my wife always forgets her passport or something. So I stick everything in here in advance, so that way I know I have it and I know exactly where to look, so I'm not shuffling around for any sort of ID or important things like wallets. It's always right here, and when you're wearing it, it's covered. So it's gonna be a real pain for anybody to try to get in there whatsoever. Also, the fun note, which this is photo and general, you know, that I feel like a lot of other casual backpacks in the photography space don't have. This has a nice expandable water bottle pouch, so I can fit a decent sized water bottle in here, where it also has the securing tripod strap. So if I want to put a tripod right there, it's good to go. But if I don't want to put a tripod there, it does have additional tripod hooks right on the bottom, which, no brainer, you can carry everything. On top of that, let's see what else we've got here. We've got a bunch of my stuff, of course, but you know, it has this nice internal pocket here with an extra zip up pocket in the inside. So nice for organization from that standpoint. That's really the whole top. The cool thing about this backpack too is if you wanna open it up to be a full-size, just regular backpack and take the dividers out for photo out of it, you can do that, which is nice because it has more pockets on the bottom outside of just that main chamber, which is super convenient in my opinion. But me being me, I'm always carrying cameras with me, so it's convenient to do that. I just never do it. So on the bottom half, which this is the great part, it has this hole. I don't know how well you can see how my divider setup is set, but you know, I'm able to carry 2 to 3 cameras with me. You know, you can move this stuff around. You can fit up to some pretty large zoom lenses in this pocket and just have your whole setup ready to go right there. And on top of that, it has the more easy access, which from the side, if you want to grab your main camera, it does have this access pocket right here, which is awesome because that way I don't have to open everything and anything every time I'm trying to grab my main camera. Lastly, in my opinion, I don't think I'm really missing anything else for this. It does have a whole other zip pocket on the front, which has nice 4 little pockets inside it as well, just for storing whatever you need, like cables, you know, extra chargers and extra batteries like I have. But just, you can customize this backpack to whatever way you want it. And the biggest thing for me is it doesn't scream, hey, I'm a camera backpack, come take me. It does look like a very normal, like almost like a JanSport backpack, but it's also fully washable. So if you get a different color other than the black, where it's like the white or the tan, and you just want to wash it, it's fully washable. So like that's a win in itself if you like the lighter color backpacks. But you know, throughout this video, like I said, I've kind of gone over like a top-down view of like how I organize these different setups. So these are my personal favorites. If you found any other backpacks or fanny packs that you like, drop a comment down below. Would love to hear what everybody thinks, what they use on a daily basis. I mean, I know there are so many other brands like the Peak Designs and the Ulanzis that are starting to make more camera backpacks. And I do have one other just camera backpack, and that's it, that doesn't hold my laptop or anything like that, which I use that in addition to this if I'm ever going out on a shoot, just because I want to be sure I have everything in one spot. But this is, if I'm traveling for anything outside of just a shoot, this is my go-to bag. So would love to hear any questions, any thoughts. If you're just curious about any of the gear that I use, drop a comment down below. And I really need to start these videos off by saying, you know, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name's Chris. And if you're just coming back for more info, welcome back. Great to see you. And I'll catch you on the next one.